Hey, hello.
Chin Chin.
Hello. Hi there. How you doing?
I'm all right, thanks. How's it going?
Yeah, not bad. Sorry, I literally just gave you like 3 highs. Hello. Hi there. How you doing? Hello.
Oh my God. Do you know what? Are you one of those people, you know, when you say bye on a phone, you go bye, 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 bye. I am now a bye, bye, bye. I never used to be. I don't know where it started, but now I'm like, okay, all right, see you later. Yep, bye, 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 bye.
Also, I feel like that came from like when you used to be on a house phone and you were like, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Like you did it. So funny. Well, we're not talking about that today, but hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of We've Got This Maybe, the podcast. Well, no, we're not going with the bye, bye, bye on the telephone, but I guess the use of the telephone does lead us very nicely into the conversation that we're having today. Honestly, I feel like I haven't had a good one for a while, but that wasn't too bad. Yeah. You led on that one, I'll give you that. We're talking about like nostalgia. So what brings back those feel-good feelings, those memories, potentially things that pop up in your day-to-day life that perhaps remind you of something not so positive, those things that you thought you'd forgotten until that song comes on or that theme tune. And, you know, do we really remember the event or do we remember the trigger?
And also, does it impact, like you were saying, positively? So how do you handle the nostalgia and what do you do with it? So again, it might sound a bit mysterious right now, but let's get into it. And So have you got anything that you can think of offhand that you think, oh, that's definitely a nostalgic thing for me if I hear this or do this?
Yeah, and it wasn't anything specific. It really wasn't anything specific. But I was in the gym a few weeks ago, and this absolutely random song came on, and I'm not even going to try and think of it. But if it comes to the tip of my tongue later, I might just burst out into song with it.
Love it.
And it just reminded me of like, you know, when you used to be like 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever in school, and you'd be in the playground making up dances with your friends, right? And there was this one song that everyone just made dances to. And if the song came on right now, I am pretty sure I could whip out the dances. It was like a duck and slave from side to side. And like, I could just remember it because of that song.
Yeah. You could just literally just...
And I hadn't thought of that memory for ages. And as I say, it was just in the gym, the song came on and instantly I sort of went wide-eyed and was like right back in the moment, being in the playground and then doing it in like the assembly and all stuff like that. Like just totally bizarre.
That's crazy. But I think music is a really powerful one for nostalgia. I think we all grew up with that, like a soundtrack, whether we were into music or if we're not, there's always the sound of the summer, or there's always that song that was like number one at Christmas time.
Do you have like something that reminds you of being young, like a family song or anything like that?
Oh God, yeah, there's far too many to mention. But I mean, I'm originally from the Northeast, so my grandma on my dad's side, my dad's mum, was the leader of a Methodist Sunday school, right?
Fair enough.
So I grew up on Sunday school songs.
Oh, what, like little hymns, like sort of assembly hymns?
Yeah, like all the ones with the actions.
Oh,
and
I
the
used
ones.
to like the whole world.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that one.
So we had so many of them, and there would be, and obviously I am one of many cousins. There are lots and lots of us in our family. And all the cousins would like bunch together. We'd all be in grandma's living room like this, and then we'd all do the actions and we'd all do the songs and what have you. My family are very musical as well. We all like to sing and dance. We're all show-offs. And that, to me, when I had Sophia and I could sing those songs again.
Fine.
Because obviously they're kids' songs. So what am I doing as a 30-plus-year-old in the middle of, I don't know, Soho, London, and a cocktail bar? I'm not going to burst into song in one of them in the karaoke bar. Well, they wouldn't have it on the roster. But, you know, like the fact that Sophia came along, even with the boys, actually, when they were younger, like we teach them the lyrics and teach them.
Gives you the purpose.
Yeah. So I think that's probably the youngest I think I was. And that's probably, I would say 6, 7.
Yeah.
You know, and when I hear them, and, you know, what's amazing now is, I mean, I can guarantee it'll happen the next time we go up north when we have a big family get together.
Yeah.
And everybody's had a few drinks.
And a song comes out.
One of these songs will come out.
And that's the thing, like, there's holidays that I know we went on as a family, and the only part of the holiday I remember is associated to a song. So can't remember where we were, but I remember being in the car, my mum, my dad, and my brother, and we had Eminem's LP on a cassette.
Wait, hold on, back up. Your mother and father?
Yes, yeah.
And you had Eminem in the car?
Yeah, but I've told you before, my parents were a bit loose some of the time, right? So, like...
That's quite cool, them letting you listen to Eminem in the car. My mum and dad were like,
probably a little bit not aware of it. And they're like... the song like Mushrooms and all of the songs are like Mum Spaghetti Music, and I know the whole rap and all of that for so many of those songs. And I just remember
for karaoke.
Yeah, but we'll whip that out at the end if you want a bit of BTS. And all I remember is us driving like through. There was mountains on either side, and me and my brother just kept asking to rewind the cassette and just keep playing this Eminem song. No idea where we were in the world. I just remember that part being on holiday.
See, again, I think music's so important because I have a memory, not necessarily of the music, but again, car traveling. I think music in the car when you were younger was really important.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was no devices, there was no iPads, there was no, tables with colouring in stuff. And, we literally just had a seatbelt.
Yeah.
That was it. And your teddy or whatever.
And whatever game you were just saying, like I Spy or whatever else, the equivalent.
Yeah. So music, I think, is a really nostalgic thing. It can bring back a lot of emotions. It can also unlock emotions. I think there's a lot that can come from, I don't know if you've ever had it where you've had like a heartbreak or you've had a celebration where a song can just make you cry.
So I used to have, I'm just like cringing at myself for this. So I was, 14, 15, 16, however. I was obviously lived at home with my parents, and I had this playlist that I'd made, like, when you used to burn songs or download them and like burn them. I used to have this playlist or something, and it was called Cry Time.
But that's amazing.
And I would put it on, and I would play it so loud. And when you were in those like moods, like those like puberty moods and all of that,
like Twilight, teenage angst,
and I put it on solely to like release that emotion. It was all of those like miserable heartache songs.
That's incredible.
And it was literally just called Cry Time.
Can you remember a song off it? Just one. Can you remember any of them?
A bit of Whitney Houston, and probably a bit of like Bruce Springsteen on there. Or,
look at you. Oh, but Christina.
All of any of those sort of things that would like trigger the tears.
Yeah, I love that. That's really emotionally intelligent of you to have that.
Do you think?
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like, one of the things we don't, again, I'm going back to society and generations, but, we as a nation, we're not good at crying.
Yeah.
We're not good criers because we feel don't cry. We tell people not to cry. We say, don't cry, baby, don't cry.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't allow ourselves to feel emotion.
Yeah.
Don't be sad. Like,
I am trying with that now, actually. Like, Freddie was like visibly like quite frustrated the other day. And I said to him, it's okay to be angry. I'm not going to tell you off for being angry because,
great.
I'm angry now. Like, I'm angry with you, which is why you're angry as well, sort of thing. And we just parked it like that. But like, just, the more we talk about this nostalgia thing, the more I'm thinking about it. I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to have anything to think about. We'll talk about that one. But I popped into the petrol station the other day. I was seeing a friend, and I was like, I really want to make us Bloody Marys, because I was seeing her in the morning and I thought, have a nice treat, get some Bloody Marys. I bought all the stuff, but I didn't have any vodka at home to take with me. So I thought I'll pop into a petrol station and get some. A small bottle, like a quarter bottle.
Love it.
And it brought back. I didn't get a quarter bottle in the end, guys, because when I saw the price of a quarter bottle, I may as well just bought the 1 litre bottle of Absolute. So I went in and I thought, oh my goodness, on like a Friday night, we'd, you know, get out of our uniform or like get somebody to get us something, and we'd rock up at the park with a quarter bottle of vodka, necking it straight. Like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I literally could not even dream of it. But that is what we do. We just rock up at the park or at a party with a quarter bottle of vodka. Not even a nice one.
No, that's it. It's crazy, isn't it, what we used to do? And what we think about it now, it makes us cringe. There's so many things where nostalgia can make, you know, you feel all rosy and warm and, oh, that was so nice. But then there's other nostalgia that's literally shame.
Like,
you know,
turns your tummy sort of situation. I can't believe I done that, or I can't believe I was in that situation as well. Like, and sometimes like memories come back to me for one reason or another, and I'm like, I can't believe we done that. Like that action or that decision or just something.
I think nostalgia is a really interesting thing because it can like trigger a memory, it can trigger a feeling, but it also can kind of unlock things, I think, as well. So, you know, with you saying about the crying thing, so for example, last night I had insomnia and I was feeling really, really het up. Like I was so overwhelmed by everything. And, you know, I was trying all the different tricks. Like I've had insomnia since I was 15. So, you know, I've got all the tricks. I've got the nice long list of things that I know most likely will work. And if they don't, I move on to the next thing, you know, and I go down the list. And last night, I just needed to hear a certain range of songs. And it was really bizarre. And I genuinely feel, and again, I'm no psychiatrist, psychologist, so I don't know. But I felt it was my body trying to process some like unprocessed trauma or something.
What was on the playlist?
Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
And again, I mean, I did love a good Backstreet Boy song. I very much was an NSYNCer and Backstreet Boy. Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. But I needed to hear. There were certain tones of voice. There were certain songs. Like not all. I didn't want to hear all the songs. There was just certain songs that I needed to hear, and they weren't songs that you'd necessarily listen to at night. You know how at night you want to kind of like soothing. You know, where no.
There was listen to Avenged Sevenfold.
Not that I was like listening to Everybody's Back or anything, but there were certain sounds I needed to hear, and I generally just thought this must be something that's bubbling up, which has been suppressed for like what 20 years, 25 years, and it's
But what though?
Well, I don't know, but this is where again, if you think about the coping mechanisms that we all have, and the way that we deal with stuff when we're younger. And we've been told to deal with stuff, like I was saying before, about how we tell people not to be sad. Don't be sad. Stop crying. It's fine. You'll be fine. You know, and again, that's our mums and dads telling us this. And again, it's not their fault. They didn't know. But I think invalidating our feelings and validating meant that we shoved things. We swallowed it. We shoved it under the carpet.
And then it comes back
And
out.
then it comes out. And you don't know whether it's going to kick your ass or whether it's just going to be something where you're drawn to a certain song. You get those moments where you're really randomly wanting something that you used to eat years ago.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I do get that. And I was just thinking now, like, you have a similar situation to me in the fact that, like, your parents have a property abroad that you've had for a long time, various stages of your life now. And sometimes, you know, my parents have a house in Spain and we go there now as a family. You know, I used to go there before the life I've got now. I used to go there as a child when the life I have now was just an idea.
Yeah, it's just a concept, it's a dream.
And I'm like in the same space, same places. And that sometimes really throws me. It's like my parents also still live in the house I grew up in. Like
really?
They still live in the house that I was born in essentially or whatever. So everything there is like it's like really deep.
So it's tangible and like it's in the
many like first experiences I had in that house, like so many like highs and lows, so many like good memories, bad memories. It's like a melting pot of emotion a lot of the time.
Yeah, I can really imagine that. I can't. It's really difficult for me. I moved around a lot when I was a child, and then I remember the house that we stayed in the longest before Mum and Dad moved down here to Surrey. When they told me they wanted to sell the house, I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because again, a bit like what you're saying, there's this sort of like you come back because it was the place of safety that you always came back from, whether it's from a bad day at school or whether it was, a crap night out or, a heartbreak or whatever it is, you always had that home to come back to. And that was your safe house. That was your safety net. And now well, not even now. I remember thinking, well, where do I go? Because again, their new house now, there's nothing. Yeah, there's things in there that they had in the old house, but it's not the same.
But the funniest thing is like, I don't feel that connection to the house that we have now. Like, if Roy and I wanted to move house, we'd move house. No, it wouldn't bother me so much. Like, do you know what I mean? Whereas...
But it's different for Freddie and Max than it will be for you. That's
absolutely.
Absolutely. The boys keep going on about our old house. So it's one of those things for children. There's a safety that's, at school, they do have to perform, whether it's with their friends, whether it's, with teachers, whether it, in certain circumstances, and they have to be someone at school. But as soon as they come home, if it's a safe place, because I'm not denying that there are obviously children out there who obviously don't go home to safe houses, which is very sad. But for hopefully our children, when they come home, they unmask and they're themselves. And here they can be who they want to be. They're in that safe environment where I don't have to kind of sit up, sit straight, behave, listen, look, what, do this, do that. Whereas here, it's my safe zone. I love coming into this room. Sophia has now started remembering like last Christmas. And
yes. Oh, that was the children. I find
the magic that comes from birthdays, Christmases, events.
Do you know what I find that like one of the most powerful things is actually you have no idea as a parent what are going to be like profound memories for the children.
Yeah, you don't
like
know.
You think you're creating something and they don't remember, yet they can remember something totally random. And I sometimes think like some of my earliest memories, and we may have picked up on this before, is like negative experiences. Often they are. And that argument that you have in front of the children or that telling off you give them, that's going to be the one thing that potentially sticks in their mind because they're of the age now where they do remember.
And they're emotionally intelligent enough, they're still developing, but they're emotionally intelligent enough to kind of like process it in a way that they either, it could be something that they watch and go, whoa, that was a lot.
Yeah.
It was too much. Or
the film, we watched it the other day, Inside Out. And every time I watch that film, it gives me like parental fear. Like when you see the gold core memory roll down the bank, whether that's a positive one or a negative one, and it really just sticks with me for a little bit after that to think, that's going to be a core memory, one that I didn't want yet. I'm doing all of this stuff to make that a core memory and it's forgotten in an instance. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think this, again, it's like, what's their nostalgia going to be? And I think, again, I'm no expert.
What song's going to be their nostalgia? Yeah, that's going to be the question.
Please, God, not Baby Shark. Please, not Baby Shark.
The songs that my kids listening to now, honestly, like it's bizarre. Like
really?
the range.
To be fair, actually, no, because Freddie's got quite good taste.
Yeah,
he likes a bit of musicals, and he likes
musicals,
like a range.
And he likes Imagine Dragons at the moment.
Do you know what? Band. They're a big kids band. I think a lot of kids like Imagine Dragons.
Alex Warren. He likes Alex Warren as well.
Hey, look, I mean,
he does like good music.
Yeah, I think we've had this discussion before that Freddie's got quite good taste. Sophia's the same. She's very eclectic. She'll listen to Queen with me.
Yes.
She asked the other day to watch Elton John.
Love that.
So she loves a bit of Elton John. But I mean, her and me, we bond over Dua because we are both big Dua Lipa fans.
Uh-huh.
But again, she's got her own taste as well. Like she's got, I mean, obviously there is a bit of Pokemon in there, a bit of Disney, a bit of, all these different songs. But she's finding her own, genres. And it's incredible because there's some of that stuff and I'm going, you wouldn't pay me to listen to that.
But she'd probably remember it because you're doing it with her. Like, what's a thing from your past or something that you remember maybe often comes up every now and again?
So I think food's a big one as well. One of the big things. And for me, particularly, again, harping back to my, family from the Northeast, one is food brought everybody together. Food does bring everybody together. And food was so important in, and again, particularly on my dad's side, and because my mum's side was smaller, but I remember these huge, chaotic, but incredible, because I was so young and I thought they were amazing and fun, these big family afternoon teas at my grandma and grandpa's house. And their house was just standard, like 2 up, 2 down type of, not big, semi-detached. In fact, no, it's a terrace. It's a terrace? I can't remember. And it was just loads of us piling in, and the kids would go first, then the first lot of adults, then the second lot of adults in terms of food, because there's so many of us. There was like 10 people in the kitchen, 15 people in the living room, and we were all like in together, but like this chaos of having just kids running around, adults chatting.
Food?
Oh, everybody would bring stuff.
Oh, right.
Everybody would bring stuff. My grandma would definitely be in charge. Like she would be like ordering you what you bring in.
Yeah.
And she was like a powerhouse. Like she was one of those proper northern women that you did not mess with.
Yeah.
But again, like I crave being back up north. Like I have withdrawal symptoms of being up there. And again, I think it's because I moved around a lot when I was a kid. One place I always went back to was I went up north. I went to South Shields every like 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So again, that was my safe. I loved going up north. And it's my safe house. That's why I run away to. Like if I'm upset, like I've always like I remember breaking up with a boyfriend, and I didn't want to stay at mum and dad's house. I wanted to go up north. And again, it's my safe zone. It's where I like feel, because again, I've grown up there from.
Yeah.
I remember being in one of the parks near the seafront. That's probably one of my earliest memories, is being on the little mini train they've got there.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are linked to that, and I think being in this big family, being around love, and food, and that connection between love and food was for me a really big one.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really crave sometimes is sort of certain dishes that either certain ones my aunties would make, or something you can only get up north, like stotties and all the rest of it. Peas pudding. Exactly, my love.
Stotty. What's a stotty? I'm going to take a guess now.
Go on then.
Right. Is it like a scone? Like a Welsh cakey sort of thing?
No, it's like this big. If you can see on the camera, it's like this big. It's a big, like bread bap.
Oh, right. This is the one thing about Northerners, right? Is it a bap, a balm, a bun?
Well, exactly. I call it a stotty. I call it a bap. Like they're the two words I use.
Right.
But again, there's so many different things up there. It's like, so we had it, obviously at school, they did a celebration of culture, didn't they?
Yes.
The other day, where the kids had to dress up. And my first go-to was the North, but I couldn't convey the North in clothing. I could convey it through food.
Yeah, it was just send Severe in dressed as a stotty. I could imagine something else I should look like rather than stotty.
There you go. But again, it's that, like, there's so many powerful things that when I'm ill, I want my mum's chicken broth.
Oh God, I love a chicken soupy thing.
Oh, and her broth's spectacular. And again, however many times I've tried to make it, I can't make it as good as hers. I want my grandma's cheese and onion pie. I want my, I love my auntie's corned beef hash. There's all these like things that are so like nostalgic from when I was little, when I was young, 10, 11. And again, I miss them. And when I feel unsafe, I want certain food.
So I think this is where, like, the Christmas thing comes into it. We spoke about this before, because everyone sort of like relives their childhood memories through Christmas. So that's why everyone's got like the different menus, like what snacks do you have, what snacks, and you could go to anyone's house and it'd be totally different, because we're all recreating like what we had.
Or is it that you are creating like an elevation sort of, how am I supposed to say this? So basically
something better.
So maybe something better, but maybe like if you're taking the history and the knowledge and the like this, that lovely feeling and nostalgia that you had, but you're taking it into a place where you're adding a little bit more.
Oh,
do
yeah.
You know what I mean? You're always sparkly. Making it a little bit more sparkly.
But what I mean is, like, I know what we eat in our house for like snacks and nibbles at Christmas, and it would probably be totally opposite to what somebody else would have.
Yeah.
Like, I would never imagine having like, no shade, right, to anyone, right?
Desperately.
Crisps and dip at Christmas.
Ah, but crisps and dip, you have that with
Right.
mince pies.
No, like crisps and dip. Like,
as in crisps, as in like crisps.
Crisps and
And a dip, like, I don't know, hummus.
mince pod?
Well, they're like snacks. You know when you get like a snacks table?
Okay. Okay.
So you need to...
So I love a crisp and dip, but I just wouldn't imagine that. So if I was having people over for Christmas, not Christmas like pre-Christmas, like Christmas Day, I wouldn't necessarily serve crisp and dip.
Okay, I'm with you.
I would be like honey cocktail sausages, pigs in blankets,
Canapes.
like more like canapes, like
I agree.
little
like little crostinis with like a little bit of goat cheese.
Bruschetta,
Love it.
like little smoked salmon thing. Like that would be my Christmas food. And then you've got like your cheese and your pate and your Christmas cake and all stuff like that. I wouldn't necessarily be having profiteroles or cheesecake. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
there are certain things.
Yeah,
that's
because that's what we done in my house. When I was a kid.
I absolutely absolutely. I
No
agree with
shade
you.
on your
Now,
crisps and
rolling
dip,
back
by the
on my
way.
crisps and dip, like, I mean, totally. We have crisps and dip in the house for Christmas, but we wouldn't have it on Christmas Day. So I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So okay, fine. I'm with you with the canapes because like I'm obsessed with canapes.
I love a canapé.
Like, I'm literally scrolling TikTok now to see, because they've all launched.
Yeah.
So I'm like scrolling, going, right, what's Tesco doing? What Morrison's are doing? What are M&S doing? What's Waitrose got? And I literally, like, we still have some in the freezer.
But that brings you back to your childhood.
Yeah,
and you
because
live through that.
it's a feeling, it's a thing that you have. But again, it's that whole, like, why? What's it doing? So just to like flip it on its head.
Okay.
You know, some people need the nostalgia to make them feel good, but are they imposing it on people? And stay with me, because I've got a story that backs this up. So are you imposing it on people because it's something you need the control? Okay. So the story behind this is, like we're talking about food and about Christmas Day, there's certain things that we always had, right? When I was younger, because it was just me, mum, dad, Sarah, the four of us, like, you know, we'd have people come and join, like my auntie and my grandma or whatever, but it was mainly just the four of us every Christmas. And there was like literally a burn-in routine.
Yeah.
Like, it was exactly the same, all the way through the day. Same routine, same timing, same everything. Now, when we had COVID and we had Christmas on our own, in our own houses.
Yeah.
I was with Lawrence, I was with Maddie, our eldest, and they wanted cauliflower cheese for Christmas dinner. And I'm like going, no. And they're like, but we always have, and obviously they have cauliflower cheese with their dinner. And I was like, no, we're not having cauliflower cheese. I refused to have cauliflower cheese.
Yeah.
And we got in a big Barney about it. And we nearly fell out on Christmas Day because I was trying to control the nostalgia, the feeling for me, but I forgot it isn't just about me.
Yeah. Oh.
So again, it's like when I'm getting really excited going, Sophia, watch Polar Express with me, watch Muppets Christmas Carol with me. And Sophia's like, finally it's really quite boring.
It's yours.
It's mine. And again, I'm like, I'm going to have to sit by myself.
So, do you know what? And I remember having this conversation with a friend actually, and it was no fault of either, but like similar in our house, we had a really set routine. Like Christmas morning was always, you know, like it was always like really special, and we didn't do anything like outwardly crazy, but you know, we always had like that Christmas breakfast. We like everyone's got their present routine on Christmas, and we won't go into it because I know it's controversial in terms of how everyone manages their present,
and that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, that is a whole other episode. And we'll do that near Christmas maybe, but we had our schedule and our routine of how we done that. And I remember one of the years that we did have the kids at this point, and I think it was at the stage where they weren't babies, so they were old enough to maybe engage in a nice like breakfast thing. Yeah, and our Christmas morning, it probably was a COVID year, to be honest. Our Christmas morning was like a nothing morning, and we all just had like our own breakfast. And I remember feeling so disappointed.
The sadness.
And I remember like Rory said to me, and I think I'd probably like brushed it off at the time, and I was like, oh, we'll just have our own breakfast, or I'll just make this, whatever. And like further through the day, I'd obviously got like more and more irritated by it. And he was like, well, why didn't you say you wanted to do that? And I was just like, well, you obviously didn't. And I didn't want to make it. Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, and I didn't want to make it a thing. But then I realised like how much spark and energy that I guess as parents you put into those things to create those memories for your kids. And then when I felt like I wasn't getting that or nobody else was on board with it, it made me really sad that I wasn't then creating those memories.
And there is something about that transition between like, you know, like when you were younger, before obviously you met Rory or whatever, you were still going to your mum and dad's house as a child, even though you were probably in your 20s or your late teens or whatever. You were going to your mum and dad's house as a child. So you were still kind of getting...
They were still doing it.
They were still doing the magic. And I was absolutely the same till I was about 35.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I had the magic for a very, very long time. And the effort that does go into it. But again, it's communication.
Yeah.
And this is one of the challenges with nostalgia, because we all have our own nostalgia. Lawrence, bless him, he didn't have Christmases. You know, when his mum passed, like, it was very, very difficult for them to enjoy Christmas.
Yeah.
Because she passed near Christmas.
Yeah.
So again, it was very dark for him, and it was very like cold, and like nobody enjoyed Christmas in his house. So I was pushing him into this like holly jolly, let's sprinkle glitter everywhere type of like, you know, hyper Christmas, you know, and he was not responding in the way that I wanted him to respond. You know, and it gets to you. And like you're saying about sort of the resentment builds, it's your thing. And it's like, I'm not saying I have the answers, by the way, but it's processing it in a way of accepting that there can be a new norm. There can be a new history where you take elements of the nostalgia and you try and put it in. So like, for, you know, what we do now is that we've built our own Christmas morning, which has got elements of my family's Christmas morning. So we have like, you know, the bare structure of it in the morning, the same principles. Like we always have to Sophia has to stand at the top of the stairs and say, has he been yet? Because I was doing that at the age of 37. So. But again, that's something we will always carry on now. But we've brought new things into it. And I'm not going to lie, there's some bits of me that's still a bit sad about that. But I know I have to move forward.
Like the biggest thing for me is like, and some people like look at what I'm probably about to say and be like, oh, like that's not how you do it. But what I don't like now is that the focus solely is on ripping the presents open.
Don't get me started, Erin. I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you.
So, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I remember being so excited and so into the presents as a kid. I really was. But it wasn't the first thing that we'd done. And my parents, like, as traumatic as it felt for me at the time.
Because you're like,
I know. They made us wait. They did. Not all day. Like, all day. It was like in the morning. But like, it was probably after we'd had breakfast and like we were all dressed, so we were all together. But now, like the minute the kids wake up, it's downstairs, open your eyes, presents. And that part of it comes from Rory's side. And I get that. But for me, I'm just like, I don't like it because it's just like rip the present, throw.
So I'm totally with you about this. So there's a couple of things that we've done here to try and manage it. I'm not saying that we have. But like, for example, Sophia's birthday's coming up in a couple of months and I'm starting to talk to her now, is that I would like her to go through her toys and see what she doesn't really play with anymore. So she gives some away before she gets new ones. And again, it's all about, you know, when I talk to her about her birthday and about Christmas, it's again, whether it's a broken record in her, but, you know, she does say, you know, Christmas should be about family and friends and those who love you. And, you know, and she knows it's not all about the presents, but she knows that presents are part of it. But It's about spending time with the people you love. And again, it's like I've tried to try and sell that story that presents are are fantastic, but there's more to Christmas. It's the magic of being together.
Yes.
And it's the magic of having a hot chocolate with your mum
or
your.
What I want to create. Like when we're talking about nostalgia now, like I want the kids to have those memories. And I know for a lot of families, for a lot of kids, the memory is waking up on Christmas morning and running downstairs in your PJs and just instantly ripping the presents. And I do not want to take that away from anyone. But because that wasn't mine, I almost don't want it to be theirs.
Yes. But again, this is where, with nostalgia being ours, you have a choice. You can either let it run so it builds into your future and then therefore the kids' nostalgia, or you change it, or you combine, this is where I was saying, like Lawrence and I, we've sort of had to combine it because there's such a polar difference where I've come from a place of growing up with just overflowing with love and overflowing with magic. My mum and dad were epic at the magic.
Yeah, but then you're
like
good with that. That's why you love Halloween.
This is why I love Halloween, because I love the magic. I love the surprise. I love the kind of, escapism.
Oh, okay.
As well, if you think about it. Whereas like Lawrence came from a place of there was, once his mum passed, there was nothing. And it's no shade on his dad. It's no shade on his family at all. But she, her passing just destroyed it all because of, unfortunately, the link of the time. It's very hard to get back on that horse where your mum's passed at Christmas, around that time. It's awful. So again, I had to make concessions and I just had to sit there and go, it's not fair me pushing it all 100% on him. We had to find and navigate our own path to come out. So it meant that we were both allowing ourselves what we needed to have. I mean, don't get me wrong, there may have been a bit of peer pressure halfway. We've been together a while now. I may have turned him into a bit more of a, happy elf. But I do think nostalgia in a way, whether it be food related, whether it be going on holiday or whether it's whatever, I think there's a really important recognition for us all to have that. Don't let it consume you. Enjoy it, live within it, because again, nostalgia is, I think, such a lovely thing to have, but it's not let it to overtake you. I mean, I've said this story before about when I took Sophia to Disney, and I was so excited about taking her to Disney because I'm such a Disney fangirl. And there was this one particular place in Disney, and my favorite film's Aladdin, and there was this walkway, this Aladdin walkway, and it's magical. It's absolutely magical when you walk through. What I forgot is that it's magical when you're an adult. When you're a kid, it's dark. There's roaring noises. It's scary. She was 3.
Yeah.
And because she didn't want to go in, she was crying. And I just, honestly, it breaks my heart thinking about it. She was crying. And I was literally trying to physically force her in. And then I stopped because I realized it wasn't her. It was me.
Yeah.
And again, I had to walk away and I had to calm myself down because I had to deal with the devastation of her not wanting to go. The acceptance that it wasn't, it was me. I'm getting well done now. But again, there's so much that nostalgia can do that's positive, but there's also a negative side to it.
You want to create for them, and you had only best intentions, right? Yeah. And I say this to Rory a lot, is like, you're looking at yourself, you're putting your 40-year-old head on a 4-year-old's body. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that.
And it's a different day. And if you think about the technological advances in our lifetimes, these kids have never known what we've known.
Yeah.
They didn't know the long drives in the car with just a seatbelt and a cassette player.
Yeah.
They don't know the change and the appreciation for the pure things of just being outside with the street lights coming on, we've got to go home type of thing. They don't know that.
And they're going to know so many things that we didn't know, or their kids won't know.
So again, I just think it's really important. I'm glad that we have it's been fun just thinking about different things when we were younger.
And I'm so interested to know what they remember, because I am acutely aware of what the memories are starting to form now. And I do often say to the kids, oh, do you remember that? Do you remember that? And just because they remember something now, like Max especially, he's just turned 4.
Yeah.
yes, he can remember a lot, but is that memory going to be with him forever, or is it just a short term?
That's
memory.
I'm fascinated as well. It's like the boys bring up the old house a lot. When we used to live in Tooting, they bring up a lot about the house and what we used to do and all the like daft, silly things we used to do in the house. And obviously with Sophia now, we can't do some of them, or just the circumstances of where we live, we can't do them. And I'm sat there going, oh, is this these core memories? I'm intrigued, or whether these are core memories, or whether they're, just like you say, because they're within that realm of sort of memory.
Yeah.
That'll get replaced by drinking and booze when they get older and girlfriends.
I know with Freddie, some of the stuff he says is like ingrained within him.
That.
Because it was like a positive experience or something like that. And at nearly 6 years old, you can believe that he'll remember that. Whereas Max at 4, it's a bit like, can you really remember that from when you were 3? And are you going to remember that forever? Like, different. Interesting.
Yeah.
Watch this space, huh?
Well, we never know. We could become nostalgia to, some people maybe aren't.
Oh, well, maybe. And on that note, we may as well just ask all our lovely listeners to become followers, subscribers, all of that stuff. Leave us a nice review.
Yes.
Make us
part
part
of it,
of
nice nostalgia for us.
That's it. Make us part of your future. But no, we've really enjoyed it. And again, we've seen another little flurry of new people. So hello, everybody. Hello, everybody new. Welcome. And thanks for being on this journey with us.
Yeah, we're so grateful. And I think it's so nice that we've got a little community now and people are sending us messages and, it's great. And we really do encourage, if you've got anything, let us know. We'd love to chat. If you've got any stories you want to share, we're very good at, story time. We can do that as well, can't we?
Yeah, we'd love to unpick your issues rather than our issues for once.
We've unpicked a lot of our issues, Erin.
I know. One day I think we'll run out of issues.
No, never.
There'll always be something.
If I've had 15 years of therapy and that's taught me one thing, you never stop having issues.
Well, that's it. And it just goes back to what this podcast is all about, isn't it?
Exactly.
Maybe we've got this, maybe we don't. Who knows? We're just figuring it out as we go.
Exactly. We've got this kind of, maybe.
Maybe-ish. On that note, cheers. See ya.